Welcome to Bangkok Chinatown, Yawarat. Look how busy it is on a Sunday night. This is a restaurant called Phai Kiao. They're known for seafood stir fries, but we're only here to watch one thing. Pad Phai Dang, which is an amazing stir fry technique, but it's not just for show. It's actually for flavor. Come this way. Okay, this fire explosion happens on a regular basis. Now, as I said, this place is known for their seafood. They're grilling lobsters, oysters. We could have spent all episode looking at all the other dishes that they do, but this stir fry technique is ridiculous. Fire, flame, and then smoke everywhere. But while that happens, this is the setup. You come to a lot of these stir fry restaurants in Chinatowns, you look at your ingredients, and you look at what's fresh and you decide what you want to eat. I think a lot of the lobster is for show. They're big, they're impressive, they're fun to take pictures of, but the real technique is down to the stir fry. The stir fry is typically applied to water spinach. Nice, tender leaves, thick, chewy stems, and they're hollow in the middle. And like a bucatini, like a penne, because it's hollow in the middle, it's going to catch a lot of that delicious sauce. I think Chef is getting ready for another one. You see in there, that's water spinach, prepped, clean, plucked. Inside of that water spinach plate are a couple of things. First, his aromatics, his flavors. So chili, tiny, famous Thai garlic, salt, sugar, MSG, a little bit of liquid soy sauce and oyster sauce, and a little bit of soybean paste, which is what you see right here. That's the secret, a little bit of water. He's gonna get it really, really nice and hot when he's dropping that water spinach into the smoking hot wok, and it's all just gonna go kaboom. Usually, adding relatively cold water to hot oil, horrible idea, because it splutters. But spluttering is exactly what they want. What the chef is looking for is this thing we call emulsification. They want violent movement. It's going to tie and bind the oil and water together as it jumps, and that's when you get cohesive flavor. Second reason for this stir fry is what we call in Cantonese cooking wok hei. As it touches the wok, it's going to sear. All the sugar is going to caramelize. You're going to get color, and then once you toss it up in the air, the fire on the side is going to lick it. That's what wok hei is all about, and this is wok hei to the maximum. All that oil is just like past the smoking temp, smoking out after like 5 tosses, and you see how tender it is, and that liquid on the bottom, fully emulsified. Come cup, thank you. Okay, typical dish, you find it at a lot of Thai restaurants, but when you know it's good is if they have that boom. You can only get that emulsification if you're really moving the oil particles and the water particles so it becomes one. And this should be delicious enough. Ridiculous. All those elements are in all the aromatics, salty, savory, spicy, all tied together. A little bit of that fattiness from the lard. So good. Lard also explains the lower smoking point, which is why it smokes it by so much. Garlicky, faintly spicy. But the primary savory element is the soybean paste. Thai-style soybean paste, which is half blended, but they keep some of it for texture. The heartier stems are crispy, they're crunchy. When it's cooked, it activates all these like sweet spinach flavors that you wouldn't be able to get without cooking it properly. Here's that famous tiny garlic. And look at how soft this garlic is. He stir-fried this for 10 seconds. I'm totally making these numbers up, but he's at least 750, 800 degrees Fahrenheit. And this restaurant is called Phai Kiao. Phai, fire, Kiao, green, for this tablecloth, but also the implication that hotter than red is that green-blue flame. The first time we asked Chef, before it got so busy, about this technique, he said you can use Pad Phai Dang 4 sauces that need emulsifying for like seafood dishes. Come cup. All right, thank you. Okay, that is what we call emulsification. Garlic, chilies, Sichuan peppercorn, basil, macroot lime leaf, clams, shrimp, squid, some red onion, a little bit of ginger, nice fresh sweet clams, but mostly this sauce together. Everything that was meant to be in this dish is now in this bite. With mixed seafood dishes, it's always difficult because different seafoods cook at different times. All comes down to the chef's experience and his handle on the wok. One thing to point out is green peppercorns. Green peppercorns are technically unripe peppercorns. This was here before the chili pepper, and this was therefore the main agent through which we got that numbing, tingling spice feeling in your mouth. It's not technically a taste, right? It's a feeling. The taste itself is fruity, but these peppercorns are really hard to come by outside of regions that grow them. They go bad very, very quick. You'll often see them in other places like the US in an Asian supermarket, pickled or brined, but when you have them fresh, they really contribute to the sauce. They're so tender. They're spicy, but they're not too spicy. And they have a burst of fruitiness. Really special. One of those special dishes that just you can only get when you're in a place like here, like Chinatown in Bangkok. That explosion, it's for show. I mean, they named this restaurant after that flame technique, but it's also there for flavor. That's what I love about so much of street eats. It's as much of a spectacle as it can be, but usually 90% of the time is good reason for it. And it produces delicious results that you can see all over Thai cooking in the restaurants all over Bangkok Chinatown.